All right, we are back on campus here at Southeastern, and Coach, good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
We've had some beautiful weather here lately, and it's a beautiful day out here today as we're filming this show. Josh and I, a bunch of Average Joe's guys, got to come up here and watch the game last week with Coos. It didn't go the way you wanted to. You guys were banged up going in. You're banged up coming out.
Right.
Just kind of assess everything from that game, but now you had to be happy with the crowd that was here. You had a ton of people in standing room only, and the atmosphere you guys put on here was phenomenal.
We had a great night. I thought it was a good game, a lot of exposure for our players, and we kind of we're kind of getting a running joke here. We play a good first half, and then and just don't perform well in the third quarter, in the Coosa game especially. But I thought we played hard to begin with, and once again the injuries and our depth issues just took over. We pulled a few guys at halftime just because of injuries and just for them being questionable. So I thought we played hard, and that's all I can ask. And some of the young guys, I think defensively, Ty Fortenberry played very good defensive back. He made a lot of tackles. One of our senior linemen, smaller guy, but plays really hard, Zach Roebuck, played really good at D-line, and our linebackers played well. And then we started really some JV running backs, and I thought they did good initially in the game, Jack Parker and Nate Sherrill, but in the end, our seniors kind of made some good plays. I thought Jessen Hickman made some good plays in the air. Jericho Pendleton threw some good balls to him. So we had a few big plays, but I thought we played hard, and I think we got better. We kind of found some guys that kind of meet or beat our expectations. So it's exciting. Everything we want to accomplish, we can accomplish from that game on. So we kind of, buckle down with our season. We kind of find our identity. So it's exciting, ready to get going.
Coach, you're like me. You're younger than me, though. And growing up seeing two-a-days and then seeing Titletown, and then you look across the sidelines and you're getting a coach against Rush Probst, who I don't think there's any question is maybe the most popular high school football coach in American history. But what was that experience like? Just from you're actually going at him. You're game plan scheming to beat him. Right. That has to be a unique experience.
Yeah, it was. I've never. That's the first time I'd ever met Rush. So he was a great guy, and talked to him a little bit, and we overlapped in some football circles. So it was a good conversation to talk with him. And but those kids that he has are just they're physical and really good athletes. So I think they fit his scheme, and we don't match up with them in a lot of spots. Those athletes in spaces where we're kind of deficient. So, but I was proud of our kids, and it was a good experience for the program for sure. But we've got to keep working towards that. So it showed where we had some deficiencies. So
their coaching staff is really complimentary on the effort you guys put, and it's like, man, they're undermanned, but they're out here actually battling their tails off. When you hear other staff say that about your guys, even at halftime, it was not a pleasant halftime for Coosa.
That's right.
Yeah, they
had a great goal line stance. Otherwise, it's 14-21 or something.
That's right.
We were really upset. We were real emotional after that first drive failed inside the 5, and
you guys had it right there.
Yeah. They held us 4 plays inside the 5, which was very disappointing for our style of football.
And you had the clock, right? You killed some clock. You had it inside there.
Everything game plan wise was working out, except that we didn't score when we had to finish those drives. Which and when we look back on film, we had opportunities. But that's like I'm saying, we're using young running backs. That was Jack Parker's first real varsity running experience.
That's a tough one to start.
It is. And when you watch the film and there's eyes up, and so it's a good learning experience. So
yeah, no doubt. Next question, Coach. This week, you have an extra day, so to speak, planned on a Thursday last week. How have you implemented that into what you do here? Like, I'm sure you can always use the work, but how have you used it?
Yeah, well, we mainly took that Friday to heal and kind of assess where we were. There was an extra day to go to the doctor because some of our guys, and it's not all football related. Some of them, like have some other health issues that needed to go to the doctor. So we've actually had a lot of questions answered just because of that extra day, and we kind of know where some of our guys are. We had one get a gallbladder taken out yesterday, so it had been irritating him all season when I'm starting tackles. So so we're just, in a few weeks maybe we'll be healthy if we can get back to
man, that's
we dropped the weight, which hopefully John David Butts will get back, and it's kind of like a comedy of errors this year. So.
Yeah.
But the kids that are playing are getting their chance, and there's some of them are capitalizing on that opportunity.
Two-part question on this: have you had a season like this before, where it's just fluke, weird stuff? And two, talk about how it actually is a blessing in disguise, because some of these guys are getting legitimate reps, and that's building depth for the future moving forward.
Right, and yes, I never had a season like this. I mean, we've had some injuries in the past, but not the volume of them, especially with our starters. Some of the guys that we normally play one way are having to play two. So as far as their conditioning and all, we did a lot of that in the summer. So I felt like they competed on both sides. And yes, giving the chance to some of the younger guys is going to help us in the long run. And it gives us depth, because we've got some guys playing in some spots that we hadn't planned. And actually found one or two guys that are helping us when we didn't think they would, just because we're down to like a third string running back and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, there's good and bad, but as long as we're competing, I mean, you mentioned about the coaching staff saying we play hard. That's the only compliment. I mean, if you can just get everything out of, a person, then you've accomplished a lot. And that's our expectation, is just play hard regardless. Don't look at the scoreboard. Just give all you got.
How much juice we can squeeze out of this
absolutely.
tournament.
All I want is all you got. We say that all the time.
That's awesome. This week right here, you got Raglan, and those fans who are in depth and watch football and things like that. You start peeling back the onion in Raglan, they're a dangerous team because they got some really, really good skilled guys. They got a couple of them that's really, really good that jump off the page at you. But you as a coach, you know those things, and you're digging in, peeling these layers of onion backs. But what have you seen from Raglan yourself when you turn on the film?
Well, this is probably the weirdest year. By looking at scores and all, I still don't know teams. This is... Even at week 3, some teams have played 3 games. We really don't have a good feel for who's doing what. So I'll tell fans, this is too early. People haven't played people, and we just don't know how people stack up. I think they've lost 1 and won 1. But athlete-wise, they're next to Coosa. They're probably the most athletic team that we've played for sure and may play. They've just, they're working through that first game, second game jitters kind of thing. They've had a week off, and so we don't know what we're going to get, but we know we have to, we got to play our style of football, which is we're going to be physical in the box, and matching their athletes in space will be, our biggest opportunity. And what's scary about it, because they do have some playmakers.
Yeah, no doubt. It's funny you said that about the scores. I was talking to some coaches this week, and it's weird because let me give you the White Plains-Alexandria game, for example. Alexandria runs the opening kickback. They kick an onside in the first half and get it. The second half, White Plains gets the ball. Well, they open up the second half with an onside kick, get it. Score, kick an onside kick, get it. White Plains has the ball 6 plays that half. They end up losing the game 41-9. So Coach Rob, yesterday, his show at Hokes Bluff, he says, I'm trying to tell my guys White Plains is a good football team.
Right.
They're not listening. Like, I need you maybe to come in here and talk.
Right.
But talk about that, Coach, because your everyday fan may say, oh man, Raglan lost to so-and-so, or
right.
But then you start looking on film, you're like, wait a minute.
Right.
What's going on here?
Yeah. I mean, the best team doesn't always win. I mean, especially early in the season, if you watch just execution errors and lining up errors, all that stuff works itself out around week 3 or 4. And some teams that may not have done well early, as they figure it out and get better as a team, they can make things happen. So it's just coordinating how your team, if you're a really young team, I think Raglan's probably really young inside the box. Their O-line's still trying to figure it out, but they got the athletes behind them. Once they piece that all together, I think they'll be really good for a 1A team. I mean, that's a lot of talent for a 1A team.
Yeah.
So,
and over the years, they've been pretty good.
And they, the best thing about it, about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years, I can't remember. We went over for the first game of the season, and they upset us. We felt like they upset us, so I'm able to pull that back. Some of those kids were still on the team. It was Jericho, who's my quarterback now. We lost our first string quarterback, Jackson McMillan, on like the first series of the game. So we threw Jericho in. So it was kind of his first under fire game, and we didn't win it. And so they know what Raglan will play hard. Great athletes, and all you got to do is give them a break, not execute, and they'll take advantage of it. So it's in between a region game. We got all our region games stacked up after it. So trying not to look at all that, but have to take care of business this Friday night.
No doubt, Coach. Before we shut it down, I always like to kick it back to you for final thoughts. Could be anything program related.
No, I'm just excited about getting back on the football field Friday night. I hope we have a good crowd. I know there's a lot of other stuff going on in the community, but still selling those half cow tickets. So
that's awesome.
Absolutely, come to the game. That's going to be a real good deal. I saw something yesterday. Cows going even more expensive than they're the most expensive they've ever been. So it's a really great donation, and somebody's going to be lucky to win that one. But just ready to have Friday night and want a big crowd for the boys.
I was buying ribeyes the other day. They're $19.99 a pound.
Yep.
And I said, man, they're about to price me out, brother.
They have.
You used to could buy that prepared for you at a restaurant.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about back in the 80s. I'm talking about 10 years ago.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah. You could buy it.
Yeah.
With that, but now that's not an option.
No.
Coach.
Everybody's going to have their own cow.
Absolutely. Coach, I appreciate you sitting in with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.